This is my 8th house synastry series. This is Chiron in the 8th house synastry. Just like the North Node and Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, it's very important to see the other synastries that you have with this person, because it's going to give you the overall themes to certain things, as 8th house synastry only deals with like deep things. So I can only say the inner things that are happening between the synastry. And when we think about 8th house, which deals with death, which is literally and metaphorically intimacy, contracts, secrets, and transformations. When Chiron falls here, as what I observed, it's not going to be obvious that this person has Chiron, but what will be obvious is that your life feels just like a huge burden. It just feels like, what are you doing here? Now, not to get too dark here on TikTok, but usually here, it's actually both people that can have inappropriate thoughts, if that makes sense, and not want to be on earth. I've seen this. And another way that can manifest, if it's not with those inappropriate thoughts, it's probably doing something crazy that you're not supposed to, that is immorally wrong, and you feel really alone. You feel like no one will be able to understand you until Chiron is like, what's that in your face? Like, what is that in your face? And you are so distraught as the 8th house person. You're like, how dare you? And then you're also in shock because you thought that no one could see that mark on your face, the mark of your shame, the mark of I'm feeling like I don't matter. I'm ashamed that I feel such angry thoughts or so alone. Everyone thinks I have it all together, and you don't, though. What's going on there? So immediately, Chiron helps 8th houser come out of their shell and literally heal 8th houser. But the only way Chiron starts to heal 8th houser is by 8th houser understanding what their wounds is. If 8th houser is like, I don't have any issues, I don't know what's going on, they will never be able to heal. And Chiron, unfortunately, will always bring scenarios where 8th houser will have to admit about their wounds. And 8th houser is able to describe those wounds, but will not really think about the actions to fix it. Fixing your wounds is something that it is not easy. And an example that I've literally seen of recently is 8th houser will start to demand of Chiron to fix them, right? Just have the image that 8th houser is like bleeding out and is asking Chiron, like, save me, I'm bleeding out. Like, I'm going to, save me. And Chiron's like, wait, let me get my medicines in order. Let me get straight. I don't want to poison you, right? 8th house starts getting upset, and it's like, you want me to go. And Chiron is starting to get frustrated because they know what it's like to have a wound. So the way this can manifest is that 8th houser can heal with the 8th house themes through Chiron actually being there for them at one point, and when they desperately need Chiron not being there. And it will hurt, right? Because again, we're human. For 8th houser, that will hurt. But it's only with time that they're going to realize, I'm glad I went through that relationship, because now I know what to look for. I know who I am. I know my power. And usually after this relationship, actually, if these two people decide to depart, 8th houser finds the right people to their life, people that will support them. They might go through one more. From what I noticed, it's like one more relationship that will do them wrong, and then they'll be okay again. But again, you have to look. These are the things you have to look in your chart or get a reading. Chiron will not feel hurt until after the fact that they hurt someone who felt like them at one point in their lives. And then Chiron will actually find also the partner that's supposed to be with them. So usually here, because we're talking about Chiron being a healer, you're not really meant to be with this person. Here you see a lot of twin flames, a lot of soulmates. These are people that are you're just supposed to meet to heal and then move on. If you meet and you don't heal, these are the relationships that you hear that they cannot leave each other, but they know they're not good for the other. Here you see that there is a connection, like a deep spiritual connection to each other. And that can be misconstrued with, I'm meant to do this more to you, I'm meant to hurt more to you, or I'm meant to whatever it is that these two people, like whatever sign you have. So if it's Chiron, for example, if it's Chiron in Leo, 8th house synastry, here it will be like Chiron will think that they have to give more gifts and just spoil the 8th houser, and that's the only thing they'll do, because the 8th houser never had gifts and things when they're growing up, right? Say that's the 8th houser's wound. Then in stability and being treated like they are important, 8th houser just feels like they just have to give a lot of gifts to the 8th houser. But to 8th houser, it's like, I don't want the gifts. I just want to feel important. You see, this can happen. They can miscommunicate what really needs to be done here in this house. And they just think, I'm going to heal you. I'm going to heal you. I don't want you to heal me here, but I do. It can happen that way. And then the only way these two people would usually stay together is if they agree to do each other's love language, even if it's not their own. However, it does come with that self-sacrifice, which is, Chiron. You using yourself to heal others. So it's the same thing with the synastry. They will have to just accept that it might not be something they like, but as long as it makes the other happy and safe, then you have to agree.